All right, folks. Oh man. We are delving in to Genesis, part 3 action. We're going to go with chapter 1, 20 to I believe 27 we're going to go for. We're going to do that. And then we'll just finish out the first chapter, because it'll go into the second, then it goes to the account of creation. So, folks. Oh my god. I just saw something that just really pissed me off. Yeah. It's astonishing. Big Ag, they're in corporations. They're disgusting. Horizon just got bought out, and apparently like a whole slew of the northeastern farms, dairy farms, got a good old termination letter. Why not? What a joke. It's crazy. You try to do things right, and you're growing things organically, and you're not spraying bull crap, because they love spraying. They get a kick out of it. They get a kick out of trying to kill you. They just get a kick out of it. They love it. You got to understand, they're sick. They're the fallen angel demons. It's just what they are, and that bloodline just trickle down. But just disintegrating the farm life. It's man, it's a sham. How crazy is that, man? You go through life, and it's all you know is dairy. The cattle inside it out. You give them little names, right? They provide. You sell it, you make a little bit of money. Provide for the family, hand it down generations. Generational farm wealth. Just being destroyed. And look, you get bought out. They say everyone has a number. Compromisation. What's crazy is that, you could, one would create stipulation in terms and stuff, but then, you eventually turn your back, and then boom, 2 years later, they're putting glyphosate, whatever chemicals they want to put in. It's just crazy. Destroying the farmer life. What a joke. When's enough, When is it enough? How much of these failures and these follies have encroached in our lives? They keep pushing it because we're that lazy. Thank God, we have many people that are just becoming really aware of this stuff overseas, here in the States. It's they don't want your liberty, man. They don't want your wait, hold on. They want your soul. That's for sure. That's for damn sure. They want that. They don't want your soul being tied to God. They want your frequencies, your harmonious, innate, gifts that you were given from God. They want to drown it out with all these ridiculous rhetoric and these follies from people. It's just amazing. And the joke keeps going. But how many more farms do they have to destroy? How many more people's lives do they have to destroy? The government will never save you. You think the monarchy was a good thing back in the day with the whole kings and filled with corruption? I mean, come on. Just read Thomas Paine's freaking Common Sense. But, it's getting out of hand. So it's what do we do as citizens, right? What do we do as people? Because they're going to spray. They want everything. Everyone's getting immunity. So for the plagues and the genomes that they manipulate and the viruses they manipulate and the plagues they manipulate and all human bioengineered, all this bull crap that they're seeding against us, when's enough? When do we, what's crazy, I'm a gun enthusiast. I love guns. And as many people do. Because it's the person that kills, right? Not the gun. And I'm originally from Illinois. And what's crazy is that they're trying to get this bill. And they're going to pass it. They're going to pass it. Remember when I said there's no voting your way out of this paradigm? This joke? There's some good-seated people that want to do well. They want to do good, man. But inevitably, and I'm not saying one's going to get bought out, but people are going to get bought out. And hopefully they don't. Hopefully we can overturn this as citizens. We can overturn this. If you're overseas, you can overturn anything. That's why revolts happen. That's why revolutions happen. But you think these people got you, but man, they don't have nothing. No, don't worry about it. Well, no, we have to worry about it because the problem is it's encroaching on our food. Everything's getting sprayed to dilute to make you sick, right? Come on now. If everyone was healthy, you think there's money in that? There's no money in that. There's no money in homeopathic. There's no money in natural remedies. There's no money in that. They make money off of you being sick. And then we just follow like sheep right on down. If you pivoted the money to natural things, to people local and communities and stuff like that, people who are, trying to do their thing. But it's going to come to the point where these losers are going to encroach and terminate what you're doing. They're going to be like, you can't sell this anymore. Oh, you make your own honey from bees? You can't do that anymore. They're going to come to farm stands. You can't do this anymore. That's what I'm saying. When is enough? When's enough? For real. When is enough? So Illinois, amongst others, in the northeastern part, this is the thing. When it goes one state, it goes the others, and it just trickles. It just trickle. But they're doing it to line us all up as cattle. So they want to put serial numbers on ammo. So if you like to reload, oopsie-doopsies, you might be getting some criminal charges here. But how much ammo you got? They don't want the civilians to be armed. They know, they sense what's coming. They sense what's going on. You're not, you know what I'm saying? They're not stupid. Okay, they've been playing in this stuff. The whole breakaway society, they've been playing in this stuff and robbing us since the 90s and early. They've been taking that money and shoving it away. They want to break away from, come on, man. And have the little humanoid AI data plans keep all us locked up. Try to keep us more enslaved. But this time they just want to keep pushing it. They're going to keep pushing it. They're going to keep pushing. And then finally something will snap, and then all of us will just get riled up. But the thing is that what happens when a society's unarmed? Yeah, I think we know what happens. I don't think we need to dig into the statistics and all this. What happens when bioweapons are used against us? What happens when all that stuff, when you get sick, you get a virus? Everyone fears a virus. Everyone fears that. Oh, what's going to happen? Was there a cure? What can I do? So then you get chaos that ensues within hours, not even a full week. Things will go nuts. And what's crazy is the citizens amongst the citizens, when it should be the citizens against the system. So more of us need to rise up. But anyways, this ammo thing, this is what's getting stupid, because we're about to trickle into this whole God created animals. Okay, for us to hunt, to eat, to sell. Come on. Nah, but they'll make human meat burgers or something. Anyways, we won't go down that. But it's a joke, man. They wanna, you know. Well, they've been doing this for decades, but they, you know, seriously, they've been stealing and robbing our money, and we're just la la dee la la da getting it going, because we got to do, again. You got to do what we got to do, right? We have to. But these fools, man, they want to take away that ammo thing. So now you got offenses, and then, oh, well, I don't care about you. We're not gonna serialize my ammo. No, I'm gonna purchase what I want. I'm gonna reload what I want. You ain't gonna do a damn thing. This is the thing, folks. These, oh, man. Ugh. They want to take everything from you, so you can't do anything. What does that sound like? So you think your little mayors and stuff, your little people who are easily bought. You know, speaking of easily bought, there was a guy who in the Southwest Florida, he went into a meeting, because these are where this is. A good book you need to read is Behind the Green Mask. And I'm just getting fired up, man. I got really bad because I saw that about the whole Horizon being bought, and then Danone, whatever the hell that company is. I don't even care. It's big ag. I don't even care. They're immune. They get immunity. They get all this money to kill us. It don't even matter. Yeah, so they want to serialize your ammo. 22s, whatever it is, man. There goes honey. That's what I'm saying. It's not. Look, it's not funny. It really is. You know, you got to look at humor in life. You got to laugh at things, man. You got to keep the joy in your family. You got to, you remain positive, because there's always hope, and God's always there for us. And God is always there. He's going to provide you. You say your prayers and you mean it, not with a fake heart, not with a charlatan mind, okay? You're not going to get anywhere when you're falsely praying to God and Jesus, okay? You won't. You ain't going to get anywhere. You're not going to go in a pin suit into a church one day a week and, I'm saved. That's not how this works. That's not how this life works. Your life is to uncover the truth, follow the trail of lies, keep uncovering, discerning. This goes everywhere throughout Earth, overseas, everywhere. Everyone who's an individual. You have to keep searching every day, searching. And then you come up with solutions, because these morons want to create the chaos, division within us, and then put a solution there. Oh, government's here to save us. No, they're not. Just stop. They're here to encroach on you. And now they're seeing people kind of rising up, and we got to continue. Overseas and here, I ain't playing around. This is serious. It's getting serious. It's always been serious, but like now more stuff's getting, exposed, and people are starting to reel in the conspiracies and be like, damn, there is some facts behind that, because there is. And that everyone's been bought out in the little puppet strings, right? Remember, I've touched on the community of 300. They have the little Kremlins going around. They're going to say, knock, knock. Hey, you have, or Oregon's already doing that. You can't have that barrel to be catching water that naturally falls onto the earth when God cries. No, that's a crime. That's what I'm saying. They want to take everything away and put us into these little. And I always keep harping on the 15-minute. What do you think's going to power that? Anyways, the Southwest Florida thing. It's called Project Tango, apparently. It's getting a big uproar. A lot of people are uproaring, but it needs to happen because America's the death trap of AI. And it's not a race against China. All this is smoke screens. You got to stop paying attention to the bullshit. You got to stop paying attention to that stuff. Look behind the curtain. Curtain's always there, and you can always peek through. You got to keep searching and hunting. Does it get exhausting? Who cares, right? Because you want to fight for your family, right? You want to fight for God and Jesus. They don't want you sedentary. They don't want you a humanoid connected to something. They don't want you where you got black goo inside yourself and now your DNA is manipulated. They don't, you know what I mean? But when you have airborne things that they love manipulating and throwing down people's throats, was that Operation Sea Spray? No, it was over in San Francisco. It's like a military thing they did off the shore. That's what I'm saying. We've been a test. Overseas, you've been a test. We are a test. We're testing a lab. Because they hate God. They hate Jesus. They hate you. You know, people want to... advocate for God and Jesus, you know what I'm saying? But so the whole bought out thing. But anyways, there's a lot of uproar, but that's coming to Southwest Florida. So people they're starting to rise up. And apparently this guy he's not an influencer. He's like a big radio dude, but he went into that meeting in the Southwest Florida and was like, look, dude, you guys are sickening. And that's what's happening. They're getting that money. They're getting that money. Setting us all up, man. Oh, this is going to be good. Look, man. I've always said it is cool what we've done technological wise, okay? You can't hate on it. It's a respect thing. It's cool, but when it's the way they want to utilize it, that's the thing we can't roll with. When it's used against you, no, man. You know, when you're destroying jobs, no, man. It's bad enough. You know, and then what's bad is where, when you start raising minimum wage, now you get these little companies that have to shut down. They're like, dude, I can't pay my employees now. You're making me raise, I don't know if that was in California or something. I don't know, man. It's just crazy, man. Shutting all the farms down. Building, 7-mile freaking data centers. Oh my God, man. Flock camera everywhere. Camera tapping anything to find you and stalk you. It's a shame. It's a shame. It's what it is. Yeah. It's like, why do you have to use it for control? What happened to individualism, It's what we promote, right? Our rights to do whatever the hell we want to do. Grow what we want to grow. Who are you to throw airborne killers in, Who are you to soil our soil? No, for real. Who are you to shut down farms that are actually wanting to make healthy things for people to make them healthy? Plague of Corruption's a good book too. You should read that one. I don't know, man. It's just a lot of it's crazy. But it's like, it all just boils down into one pot. When is enough? And I'm telling you, it's going to be enough. When they've always been messing with the First Amendment. They've been trying to disintegrate that. We gotta, right? And then they want to merge militaries with someone. Like, let's get out of here with that, huh? Dig all that ancient history up and realize it was against God and Jesus. Dig all that up and realize this is the most terrible non-sovereign thing in the world. that if this bill goes, I mean, it's just a joke, dude. It's a joke. So they got that. So it's more surveillance on us. So then you take Palantir worldwide, more surveillance on everyone. It's a joke. It's crazy. The leaders are, all for it. Breakaway society. Robbing millions and trillions, man. Robbing. Straight robbing. Not Batman and Robin either. Straight robbing people. Buying them out. Kicking them off their land. Shutting them down. You are being shut down. And then they'll shut down voices for speaking about stuff that needs to be spoke about, because you're getting fed a bull crap narrative. That's how it's been. That's how it's always been, It's up to us to discern. You got to have God and Jesus in your life. You have to. You have to, man, because there's too much deceit. There's too much, crap going on in this world. And you gotta just be aware. You gotta be aware of everything, Don't always think that someone's, everyone always out to get to you. But, the government is. No, for real. They're out to get you. That's for sure. About to take your freedoms away. No, but here we go. So now you're going to encroach on the Second Amendment? Dude, you're out of control. But the thing is, this is the problem, though, because police and them are exempt in the military. They're exempt from that. That goes through in Illinois and other places. Again, it's for the civilians. You can't do anything. Who are you? Who do you think you are? So I'm saying, folks, I'm getting wild, man. Let's get it going. I'm just getting pissed. I'm just getting mad. But you got to get mad, dude. You got to get mad at this. This isn't funny, man. This isn't funny. When it starts messing with you, put us on a single digital AI antichrist. Man, get out of here. Can you imagine you using AI on your Google search or whatever? Can you imagine them sending you a bill every month? Wouldn't that be fun, huh? Sending a bill every month. Man, you already rob us anyway. Was Rockefeller Utilities? That is a rob. And the smart meters, those are a rob too. If you have them over on the West Coast, man, get them off your house, dude. Anyways. Oh, Lordy, Lord, I love you. Ooh, Jesus Christ is amazing, man. God, you're good. God, you were good. Folks, stay not bought out, right? Only if it's for good. If the people in the foundation charity or behind it, whatever it is, are good, then you're good. Throw us in jail for having ammo. What's next? No. Come on, man. Throw the human trafficker, slayer of Baal and Moloch. Why don't you throw all those people in jail and the child pedos and all those. You know what? Let me just, before I lose my cool. All right. We're getting the word. Let's get in the word. Let's calm it down. Let's calm it down, folks. Right? Oh man, what did we end on? The fourth day? We did, didn't we? We're going to the 20 action. All right, folks, let's go. Get your blue letter. Get your red letter. Get it all. Whatever. Ethiopian one. Whatever you're privy to. No. All right, folks, let's go. Let's go, man. Come on. Let's go. And God said, let the waters bring forth swarms of living creatures, and let birds fly above the earth across the dome of the sky. So God created the great sea monsters and every living creature that moves of every kind with which the waters swarm, and every winged bird of every kind. And God saw that it was good. See, God created this. Not the polypantheon gods. Listen, I told you, I love the mythology. I love the stories. They're great. I do. But you gotta understand, these people like worship that, like the Egyptologists and all this stuff, and ancient Sumerian, and the the gods, the pantheon gods. Man, they all love that. That's what they worship. I say they because there's a select. Again, there's a certain people that want to harm you, that take pride in bloodlust for children, slaying. It's like they get the power from that, and they get the power from the pantheon gods that they all worship. Notice how it isn't God, the sole creator, and then Jesus. God blessed them, saying, "Be fruitful and multiply and fill the waters and the seas, and let birds multiply on the earth." And there was evening, and there was morning, the fifth day. Fifth day, folks. And God said, "Let the earth bring forth living creatures of every kind." You ready for this, folks? Now, it's not the ones that call us goys and all that stuff and cattle. We're talking about the real cattle. Oh, let's read this. Let the earth bring forth living creatures of every kind, cattle, and creeping things, and wild animals of the earth of every kind. And it was so. God made the wild animals of the earth of every kind, and the cattle of every kind. Did you get that? And everything that creeps upon the ground of every kind. And God saw that it was good, because it's an eco thing, man. Everything has a purpose. You, my friend, have a purpose. You have a purpose. Don't think you don't have a purpose. You do have a purpose. It's in here. It's in here. It's God and Jesus. You discern to them. You put your prayers into them. Opportunities and doors will just open for you. But you got to seek it. You got to do the work. And God saw it was good. Then God said, "Let us make humankind in our image, according to our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the air, and over the cattle." Oh, but they want to put fake stuff in our food. They want to put that nasty stuff that'll just kill you. They love it. They love it. It's when you stop buying the bowl, stop buying it. And over all the wild animals of the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps upon the earth. So humankind's over all that. So God created humankind in his image. In his image. So it almost makes you want to think that, God created humankind in his image. What does God look like? Oh yeah, here we go, folks. Come on. Oh, well, we'll fluidly read that one. Okay. So God created humankind in his image. In the image of God. Let me read that. So God created humankind in his image. Now, remember when I said there's gods, demigods, you know how they all play off that, right? Okay. It's not like God doesn't mention Zeus in the Bible. It's not like he doesn't mention gods with a lowercase g. He does in Kings, okay? But anyways, so God created humankind in his image. In the image of God, in the image of God, he created them. In the image of God, he created them. Male and female. He created them. No, I think we're going to stop there, folks. I think we're going to do that. We'll just do a part 4. We'll just do a part 4. Yeah, we'll just end it from 28 to chapter 2, 1 to 4. We'll just end it like that, and we'll go to another account of the creation. You know what I'm saying, folks? Because then it goes right to the how you doing, the first sin and its punishment. Because people love sin. People love it. Then they get into secret societies and they're like, oh, yay. We hold the keys to everything. Do you? Do you? You know, it's sickening, man. These churches and people, they get away. Listen, I'm not saying if you're in a good church, man, more power to it. That's cool. You got a good pastor. It's not, more power to it. A lot of people stay away from the negative connotations of the Bible and stuff, and a lot of people say, why? Read the thing, man. Talk about it. No one wants to hear about doom and gloom. It's positivity. You know what? How about this? Every day, when you're outside the Word, you're just positive yourself. How about that? But you know what? You have to understand, because you can't be blind to what's going on. I'm going to read this last part again because it's very fun, and you should ponder on that. So God created humankind in his image. In the image of God, he created them. Male and female, he created. Not all that craziness that's going on, ruining kids' minds and stuff. Okay? You can't ruin what God has blessed you with. You don't know what family you're being born into. You don't know what color you're being born to with the melanin. You don't know. Okay? You just pray you have parents that are there for you. And if they're not, find your way and find God and Jesus and keep clawing away. And keep seeking the truth. That's all you can do. And keep discerning in God. Put everything into them. God and Jesus and the Holy Spirit. Keep everything in. Because the Holy Spirit's with you, man. You just got to accept it. And everything's all in your head. It's all in your head. So you create the enemy. So, yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to do a part 4. We're just going to go. We're going to do that. So we're going to round that up. That's cool. That's a good spot to end that on. We got all animals are created according to their kind. According to their kind. But the one kind never is another. Everything's unique. Your DNA, your tongue, your fingerprint, everything is unique. There's nothing, there's not another. You might have a doppelganger, but come on. So And you could do as much breeding as you want, mixing and all this stuff, but you know, a dog will never become a rodent. Nothing, you know. Birds are still birds, cattle are still cattle. You know, I don't like Darwin. Never did. Never liked that evolution crap because you got to once you uncover all that and what they all truly worshipped, it just becomes that much more simple in life. You know. But Darwin and all them, they will all unanimously say that the species, any species, they don't change. Right. So when you advocate in bills and laws to chop things off and, be something that you're not, well, what was that environmental factor influencing? What were them parents influencing? It's a joke, man. Man. I don't think anyone has ever saw something lay an egg and all of a sudden, oh my gosh, like a chicken lay an egg. Dude, it's a snake. Like, no, not how that works. God don't work that way, So these people, they want to be a designer god. They want to design you. They want to manipulate you. They want to create things, manipulate DNA and all that stuff. But they want you. They want to control you. And they want to get inside your body so you don't question what's going on behind the curtain. The fifth day of creation, all the animals, every single one of them, man. He created various types of that. He focused on that. It's amazing. And the thing is that you are one of a kind. You as a human are one of a kind. You gotta accept that. You make it of this life. Yeah, it's terrible, but we're gonna rise up sooner or later when they keep on encroaching and then stripping liberties and stripping things away, and they keep doing. They're pushing it. They're pushing. Now people push boundaries. These mofos are really trying to push, but they're doing it quicker because they want to speed up. They got a timeline, folks. You gotta understand. They've had a timeline since the early 1900s. Even before that, this timeline has been kicking full gear to get us cattle and formation, brainwashed. Man, oh man, we don't pay attention. And if we, we build ourselves up as a community and together, they can't fight against that. That's what they're worried about. I'd be worried too. But one kind will never be another kind. You can mimic, you can emulate, be like, oh, I'm going to dress like that person or whatever. But you'll never be another kind. Yeah. So he wants to make man in his image, man and female, and in our image, our likeness, and have dominion over the fish and all that. Men have, over the birds of the air, the creeping things, and The Trinity is powerful, isn't it, folks? You know, and man is different, female is different from every order of created being. Because he's very consistent with us, you know. So obviously there's an inevitable gap between animal and human form in life. Now, we might be similar to some animals, you know, but morally we're very distinct, okay? You know, just because of our intellectual capacities and our, you know, spiritual fortitude, okay? But it also separates, you know, the angelic and because God creates that image. You know, there's dominion over, you know, there's dominion amongst angels, right? And, you know, it's a different, see, animals have a different relationship and fellowship with God. Humans, angels, you know. Of God. You know, we always have a distinction or a countenance of always moving forward, looking up, and drive to go and just go and go and go. And, you know, he gave us the spirit of laughter. You know, God's funny. You know, he's hilarious. You know, we're funny, you know, people, we're hilarious, man. And, you know, he gave us expressions, man. I mean, that's the beauty of what he has given to us, our voice, to speak, you know, about what's corrupt. Man's corruptible. And we're about to get into sin and punishment, the first sin and punishment. And look just how that trickled down for decades and centuries. You know, but nobody can take away your personality, your spirituality, your mentality, okay? Nobody can take your morality. God created for that distinctive purpose. Your inner light, your light that he loves. And when you love him back in Jesus, man, they'll do anything for you, you know? Oh, why isn't it happening now? He's funny. He's funny. People you meet, doors you open, opportunities that come along. God's funny. He's a funny boy. Oh, I said boy. Oh my gosh, strike me now. No, he's a funny man. He's funny. And he's got a sense of humor. He's hilarious, you know. So he gives you, if you're willing to seek Jesus Christ because he sacrificed, you know, himself for you. All the sins were brought on because that's what we are, sinners. Because, you know, we want to build that Tower of Babel. We want to think we're better than God. We want to build it up to the heavens. And watch it crumble, right? The flood happened, didn't it? That deluge came on through. Them giants were getting wild, man. Oh, man. But look what's happening now. This place is going to burn. It's great to be spiritual with God, man. It's very good to have that freaking communion with God. I mean, what a level of spirit you can communicate with God. What a level of spirit, man. That's awesome. And when you find that and you tap into that, dude, that is powerful. That is seriously powerful. It puts you ahead of people. You know, you don't boast, but I mean, it does. When you have that spiritual communion with God, you're on a whole nother level. It separates you. Okay? It does. And not the Jehovah Mormon way. And you go higher up in that order, that just leads right. Do you see? Oh, God. Look into that stuff. And that's why people fall for these things, man. They fall for anything. Golly, man. Oh, it's so good. No, why don't you read into it? Scientology, all that stuff, man. It's for the birds, you know. Yeah, whatever, man. You can have your religion. You can do whatever, you know, whatever, man. You know, again, you can't tell anyone to stop loving someone. You can't tell anyone to stop worshiping idols. You can't stop, you know, you can't. All you could do is talk about stuff. But, you know, yeah, it's, but to be a part of, you know, I don't talk about groups and societies and all that, man, look into it. Make sure you look into it to see what they're truly worshiping and where that money goes, what they actually really, truly do. Uncover it, man, because sometimes it just leads you to the top. And when you get to the top, you're like, what? What? Well, this is ungodly. Boy, you put on a front, don't you? Put on a front, huh? You know, does God have a human body? God's a spirit. You know, John says that. God is a spirit, you know. You know, but the way he designed us, you know, that man that we could touch our five senses, you know what I mean? That's beautiful, man. To think and plan, you know. It's beautiful. God's beautiful, man. How he created. You know, gave us the free will to do whatever we want. You know. And you know, look, throughout the Old Testament, even the New, because the New Jesus gets betrayed, but excuse me. You know, the Old, it's constantly up and down with kings and all that. Wait till we get into it. It's crazy. But you know what it is? It stems all the way to the Talmud. No kidding. No, all them folly books and all that jokes. It's all to destroy the image according to our likeness, right? Destroy the image that God created. You know, they're so miserable in their earthly flesh. You know, God's beautiful. You know. Let them have dominion. You know, before he even started to create man, you know, he said to have dominion, you know. The way he created us, and that was going to impact the environment, not global climate change. It's no accident, folks. Again, you have a purpose. You are not an accident. We are not some that just smashed into atoms and all of a sudden here. What? Oh, we came out of the sea or from monkeys or evolution. Oh my God. Stop. And just realize that God created you and you are not an accident. We are not an accident. We're supposed to fight the evil in this world now, stand up, revolt against corruption to the bought out people that are selling us out as individuals overseas and here, selling children, killing people, demanding and forcing trafficking people to run things that they don't want to be a part of, but they're forced. And it all stems to the top, folks. It all stems to that Roman Vatican there. Yeah, the Black Pope and White Pope. It's dirty. It's a dirty game, folks. But you know what? When God is behind you, we could take on anything, man. We could take anything. We could fight these evil people, man. Stand up. Stand up for what you feel, for what you believe is right. You know what your intuition tells you everything. God's fun, man. God is good. Good Lord God Jesus Christ, I'm going to ask you to protect these people. Give people the urge to fight. Okay? The urge to stand up to evil, stand up to anyone who conflicts their character and degrades them as a human. And I pray for the people with ailments. I pray for people to find you and keep coming to you and search your fire and your strength and keep building your physical and mental acuity and just keep building your spiritual forge and align yourself with like-minded people in His image, folks, because you are no accident. You're an amazing person and you can do whatever you want. And it's time to stand up and fight against this evil because it's coming ever so quick to that door. All right. Jesus is knocking. He's been knocking. He's like, yo, hey, pay attention. It's getting real. And God, I just urge you to keep putting your hand on us with your steadfast love. And every day that we wake up and we keep fighting for you and bringing more people to you. In your name, good Lord God, Jesus Christ. Amen. Let's go. Folks, till next time, right? Let's go.